In with the Midwest Regional Champions, the Miami Hurricane. Coach Jim Larinaga, and he brought everybody. His starting five: Isaiah Wong, Jordan Miller, Norchad O'Meara, Nigel Pack, and Wooga Poplar. Coach, you're going to the Final Four. Tell us all about it in your opening statement.
Well, first of all, I was very, very impressed in our preparation to play the University of Texas. But when the game began, I was like blown away by how fast they were. Normally, we're the faster team when we take the court. Not the biggest, but we're normally the fastest. And I thought Texas showed that they're every bit as fast and maybe even a little faster than us athletically. I don't know if these guys agree with that or not. But I think what occurs is the excitement of the game. I think we got in a little bit of a hurry. We made some miscues on fast breaks that we normally finish, and we got to a situation where we couldn't really stop them. And so we trailed by 8 at the half. They pushed the lead up to 13, and we called a timeout, and I just said to them, look, we just need to calm down and play better. There's no big secret in this. We're very good, but we got to play very good. And our defense dramatically improved, our rebounding improved, and then once we get stops, we really can score the ball. And so we went on a run offensively, defensively, and that completely turned the game around. And when it got to be 75-75, we've been in so many close games this year. I felt very, very comfortable and confident that these guys will pull us through. These guys are sensational players, each and every one of them. The game Jordan Miller had is ridiculous. 7 for 7 from there. How many points did he end up with? 27. That's pretty good to score 27 points on 7 shots. And any threes? No, not even a 3. So, but Isaiah was great. We call a play for him towards the end of the game, and he just scores. We called a play for Wooga Poplar at the end of the first half because we were in desperate need of a bucket. And he made a jump shot. He's absolutely sensational at that. And then Nigel was so good, like last weekend, this weekend, making shots, making plays, defending Tyrese Hunter, who is very, very hard to guard. And then Norchad, my coaches were saying don't take him out because he only has 1 foul. I don't know if you know, towards the end of the first half, I took him out because he has a tendency to foul. He's a very aggressive. What? He's a very aggressive player. We love that aggressiveness, but I don't want him sitting on the bench in the second half. So I took him out in the first half to give him time. He only had 1 foul. Put him out there in the second half, and sure enough, he picks up 2, 3, and 4. But he never fouled out, and he ends up only 9 rebounds, but we had 5 guys in double figures. Right? And that's really the balance we've shown all year long. And I love these guys. They're all terrific. Their personalities are just sensational. So I probably talked too long. So questions?
Okay, thank you, Coach. We'll go to questions in a second. We have a whole room full of folks. A reminder, please do not record on cell phone or any kind of camera, okay? That's prohibited. Well,
Really?
Still cameras are okay, to shoot. But questions now, the first one on our left.
Coach David Smale, Field Level Media. I know nobody's perfect. Jordan came pretty darn close to it. What makes him so special and able to do that?
Yeah, I've said it all season long. He's the most underrated player in the country because he's good at everything. In the summertime, he had a 7-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio in practices. 7-to-1. That's ridiculous. That's better than any point guard I know. He can rebound. He defends all different size guys. Today he was switching ball screens at the end and keeping the guy in front of him. Yeah, last week he guarded Indiana's center, Trace Jackson Davis, did a fantastic job on him. He can shoot the 3. He's great at driving, straight line drive, dribble drives. He makes all of his free throws. He is a great, great player. Simple.
Okay, you're on the right.
Hey, Coach. Luke Chambers, Life All Sports. First off, congrats on the win. Last season in the Elite Eight, your team was facing a double-digit deficit in the second half, dealing with foul trouble. This year, again, was kind of similar. Why was this team able to overcome that?
Yeah, I think last year we got in very serious foul trouble. Jordan got in foul trouble. Sam Wardenberg got in foul trouble. I think they both ended up fouling out. And we missed a couple of key opportunities in the second half that might have kept us in it longer and maybe given us a chance to do what we did today. So I told the guys at halftime, hey, this is very much like the Kansas game. We're behind. They came out and took control of the game, and that's what we need to do. And even though it took us a little longer to do it, if you watch the last 10 minutes of the game, our defense, our rebounding, our scoring is just at such a high level.
Okay, you're on the left.
Gary Furman, Canesport.com. Jim, basketball at the highest levels is such an individual sport. Your team's going to the Final Four by being a team and exemplifying that as much as any team you'll ever see. Talk a little bit about how that's developed over the course of the year and how important that was today when you were in quite a jam.
Well, chemistry is hugely important. You want your players to really bond on the court, off the court. And I'll tell you, last summer when our two transfers, Nigel Pack and Norshad Omir, came into the gym, Nigel just bonded with Zay right away. Zay loved having them. They played great together. They both can really score the ball, and they just enjoyed it. Norshad his personality is just amazing. I mean, you can't help but fall in love with the guy. He smiles all the time. Is that better? Okay. And we had a team dinner one night, and everybody had to say where they were from and everything. And so when it came Norshad's turn, and he said, "Well, how did you end up here?" And he said, "I come from Nicaragua, and I got to Mexico, and then I walked across the river, and everybody looked. Oh my God, this guy came into the country and then he just started laughing, and then everybody's like, yeah, I'm just joking." So that's his personality, and then you look at a guy like I said, Isaiah Wong is the ACC Player of the Year for a reason, and Wooga Poplar, his trajectory is so high right now. I can tell you, his defense on Rice was, I'd say, at the highest level I've seen in college basketball. Because Rice can really score. He's got a fantastic shot fake, and normally everybody jumps for it. Wooga wouldn't let him catch it. He fought over every screen. He blocked him out. He got some rebounds. Between Nigel, Wooga, and Zay, we got a tremendous backcourt. And then you look at our 4-5 position with Jordan, who's exceptional, and we got the best rebounder in the country in Norshad. So have I complimented you guys enough? Okay, good.
Hey, Jim, just as a quick follow-up to that, when you're in a jam like you were today,
Yeah.
how important is that chemistry that these guys have built?
Yeah. When you're at a timeout, you need their attention. And the first thing that happens is I meet with my coaches to talk with them about, hey, what adjustments do we need to make? We're falling behind. So we have a circle that there's these stools that the players sit on, and there's one stool for me. So there's 5 stools for the players, the guys who are in the game, and 1 stool for me. So when I was finished meeting with my coaches, I turned, and there were the 5 guys that were in the game, and Norshad sitting in my chair telling them what to do.
Can you tell me what I told you?
What?
Can you tell me what I told you?
What?
Can you tell him what he told you?
Oh,
Remember when you said, look at the score?
So Wooga wants me to tell you, I tell the players all the time, during games, whether you're ahead or behind, don't play the score, play the game. But we had come so far back, we were only down 4, and I wanted the players to know, hey, now the game is really on the line. I said, look at the score. And I think it was 72-68. And I turned back to the team, and Wooga said, we don't play the score, we play the game. Is that the one, Woog?
Yeah.
Who's up next?
Okay, here on the right.
Chris DeMond, Miami Hurricane. Coach, 17 years to the day, you led George Mason to the Final Four, and now you've done it with the Hurricanes. What did you feel back then? What do you feel right now?
It's the same exhilaration, just the jubilant attitude, the effort, because you just love when your players accomplish a goal they set out before the season. And I'm a great believer in the 7 habits of highly effective people. The first habit is be proactive, plan ahead. So always talking to the guys about planning, visualizing, seeing yourself being successful. But habit 2 is, what's habit 2? No, habit 2 is begin with the end in mind. And what we said the first day of practice, we got to start visualizing right now what we want to accomplish and then be working toward that every single day. And that's what these guys have done.
4 minutes to go in this session here on the left.
Blair Kirchhoff with the Kansas City Star, and this is for Jordan and Isaiah. You guys are down 8 at halftime, but shooting 64%.
Did you guys know that?
And as the second half unfolded, your shooting percentage actually went up, and the deficit increased as well. What is it about this team that allowed you to not get frustrated at that point?
Jordan.
First thing I'll say is our perseverance. None of us wanted to go home. Another big factor I would say is we know we're pretty good offensively, but what's going to decide a game for us comes down to how many stops we can get. And even though we shot that good of a percentage, they were scoring too. And we knew we couldn't just keep scoring back and forth because they had the lead, so we had to dig deep, find a way to get stops.
I'll just say I'll thank the ACC for preparing us for these types of games. Just coming in, every game we played in the ACC, it's always a close game. It's always a shot to win, and I feel like coming into March, we've been in those types of situations, and we played good, and we wasn't afraid or scared of any situation, and we just stuck together and played together throughout the game. And I would just say thank you, appreciate for the ACC for the competition.
I like that saying.
Yeah.
Okay, second row on the aisle.
What's going on? Congratulations, Coach, and the rest of the team. Donovan Campbell from WSVN, Miami and Fort Lauderdale. For you, Jordan, we spoke a couple times, and all you said that last year, the Elite Eight, you weren't satisfied, and you just did not want to have that feeling, and you wanted to make sure you will these guys, and you definitely did tonight. What was that like? Did you really want to put the team on your back, being the senior, and just ride out the way you did tonight?
Here's what I'll say. That loss sat with me for a really, really long time. I had to put it in the past because it was a new season. But like I've said, having the opportunity to kind of right your wrongs almost and get past something that, stumped you previously is a great feeling. I wouldn't say I put the team on my back. Like, my teammates did a good job of getting me the ball, and everybody was in double figures. I think this was what I'm most proud of is the will and the togetherness of this team. I don't think we've been down that much at a halftime since in a very long time. I can't remember. But, we just all bought into staying together, keeping that hope alive. And the way we just willed this one through, I think everybody played really well. And I think it really shows, the poise of this squad.
Let's go to Zoom for our next question.
James Hill, please unmute yourself. Speak slowly, identify your affiliation, and ask your question.
James Hill with ABC7 in Sarasota. Just talk about the U, and this is a major day in the U men's basketball history.
You want to direct that to who again?
To Coach and any of the guys who want to take it, please.
Well, very, very simply, I tell the players all the time, it's about having a positive attitude, making a total commitment, and behaving in a first-class manner. So the university's attitude has been to provide all of its athletic department sports the needed resources. And our athletic director, Dan Radakovich, immediately came in, and he's got the basketball program going to have a new weight room and training room, We're building a new 7-story football facility. We're building a new dormitory. The University of Miami is one of the top 50 schools in the country, and we want to be sure everybody in the country knows that. And we have a great pep band. We got great cheerleaders. Last week, I went through the lobby of the hotel, and our cheerleaders and dance team were all there studying. 2 of them are going to be doctors, one going to be a lawyer. I sat and talked with them because to be at the University of Miami is a very, very special place. It's like a resort. It's like you're not exactly on vacation because you're working hard, but the venues are just tremendous, and we're investing in ourselves and in our brand. And I love it. My wife loves it, and I'm going to go home and have a Smoothie King tomorrow.
Isaiah, we'll let you respond for the group on that, if you like.
I'll just say the Miami culture is just a great place to be at. Like, Miami is a nice weather out here. Like you said, the students are great, and it's just a great culture to be a part of and a great organization to be a part of. And it's just an honor to be one of the players on Miami and just going to the Elite Four. It's just, Final Four. But, okay, but, be quiet, Chad. Just let me talk, Chad. Let me talk. But it's just an honor just being around these guys. It's just we all show appreciation. We all love each other, and we all just here sticking to each other. And it's just a great place to be at.
Okay, we're out of time. We'll take one last question here on the aisle.
Dennis Dodd, CBS Sports. Jordan, you were 6 years old.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh,
It's Michelle.
okay.
I've covered the team 26 years. I think I get to ask a question. Thank you. I wanted to ask Nigel and Jordan, if you could just say, at the moment that you knew you were going to win that game, what was your feeling to make the Final Four? I mean, that's something that every college basketball player wants. What were you feeling at that moment when you knew you were going to the Final Four?
It was a feeling, it was unreal. I mean, to come back from that deficit, especially, some people were starting to doubt, could we come back, and, how hard we fought to get back in this game, and to come back and actually win this game, especially on a stage like this, was, something that was an amazing feeling that I can't even put into words. And I know how much, these guys wanted to win this game, especially being here last year, and them losing in the Elite Eight and now be able to make it to the Final Four for the first time in program history is something special. I know for me and Norchad being transfers, and this is our first time in the NCAA tournament, this is like something unreal to, be with this great group of guys, our coaching staff being great, and be able to make it to the Final Four in your first time, making it to the NCAA tournament. It's like, man, I don't know what to say, but I'm loving the experience so far, but we still got more work to do.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a point in the game where I thought we were going to win. Honestly, I was just so determined to make sure, anything can happen with however much time's left on the clock. Coach always preaches that. But, after the buzzer sounded, it felt surreal, being able to go on stage, hold up the trophy, cut down nets again, truly blessed. But like Nigel said, we're going to celebrate tonight, maybe a little bit tomorrow, but, it's not over. We got a team that's rolling next, UConn. So, celebrate and then on to the next one.
Okay, guys, that
Thanks,
completes our news conference. Congratulations on the victory, and good luck next week in the Final Four.